today. I've got other stuff going on. This whole week is bizarre. I'm doing pretty good. Let's get this page a little bit. Then we're back to the vibes. Let's try it again. Then we're back to this. Can you do river flow? Sure, Jerome, in just a second. Hey, Wild Blossoms. Today is my birthday. Do the happy birthday song? Sure. Hi, Rick. Hi, Wild Blossoms. Adeline, sure. It's your birthday, too. Rushy? We could do Rushy. answer a couple questions. Thank you, Speed of Light. You don't know if it's possible? Hey, impossible is my middle name. Here's some Speed of Light, apparently. We can add that in to the mix. Last breath, bro. I don't even know what that means, but we'll do it. Undertale? I'm guessing that's an Undertale song. Claire de Lune? Sure, we can do some Claire de Lune. How is everybody doing today? Let's see. Pull this up. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, that's not the right thing. That's why that's not working. I'm going to pull this up here. Root beer rag. Flopping over. There we go. Okay, Wild Blossoms. Let's talk about how you improve on something real quick, and then we'll play some of these. So, okay. So playing faster and improving on something, they're going to be fairly similar. And what is going to happen? Indiana Jones? Sure, we can grab that. Here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to basically practice in a way to develop consistency. What do I mean by that? I mean, you want to go directly to where you're having problem areas and focus on those. I wish my brother would play music. Well, good for you. Chirag, hey, good to see ya. So you're gonna want you're gonna want to focus on exactly the trouble spots. Then you're gonna want to focus on getting through. Now, in terms of getting faster, metronome is good, and then listening practice where you really slow it down to make sure you hear everything. That would be my 3-step sort of thing. Sorry, 4 steps. I guess that was 4 different things to focus on. So you want to do work on exactly the parts you need to get better at. You want to play through the whole thing to get really good at running through the whole thing. You want to do metronome practice and sort of work on getting that tempo steady, but also you want to work on listening practice as well. Don't get too distracted by parts that you already know how to do as well. Yeah, because that's just going to be a waste of time as you're preparing for the most part. Absolutely. All right, let's do some of this stuff. This is the Speed of Light song. Love Dream? Sure. We can do that. Here we go. Let's do some Claire de Lune. Debussy's good. Chill. I have Indiana Jones pulled up. If you would refrain from bothering people, that would also be helpful. Yeah, Lorenka, that was my girls. My girls did it. I need to actually get nail polish remover and get it removed at some point, but I haven't had a chance yet. They wanted to do a spa day. Let's see. Ghoul. Let's see. River Flows in You. Root Beer Rag, Billy Joel. Could you play Another Love? I'll pull this stuff up. We're sort of getting through different things that we're doing here. Root Beer Rag. Then we've got Liebstrom. Go on to the next page. All right, I'll see you later. Is it forbidden? No, it's not forbidden. I mean, I think other songs have gotten more in the realm of popularity right now. I think Flight of the Bumblebee's kind of fallen off. I think Rush E is kind of the vogue now. There's never a good place to stop Liebstrom. It just keeps going on and on. I've seen Bumblebee requests before. Yeah, me too. Moonlight Sonata. We can do some Moonlight Sonata. Let me do a couple ones that are less in that classical vein, then I'll go back to it. Yeah, so I think there's always a desire for people to have a song that tests technique, even though it's not really a technical test. It's more of like a speed and amount of time you spent on it test. And so specifically, I think Flight of the Bumblebee was that for a while, and now it's more rushy. And then there's other people have developed their own really hard arrangements of things, and I think those all kind of take that technical test sort of category. La Campanella, I think, is another one that's kind of hot right now for that. I probably should listen to this at some point, because I've never heard this song before. I'm just assuming it kind of goes like this. All right, see you later, Shostakovich. Okay. Root Beer Rag by Billy Joel, sure. Sure, this is faster than this, but whatever. Overtaken? Sure. Idea 7? We can throw that on. Overtaken, idea 7. This guy's gotten a market on naming things just idea. Overtaken, and then we'll pull up Moonlight too. How's everybody doing? The more you chat, the more this thing pops up in the discovery page and the more friends we can have. So, if you guys want to talk about how you're doing, talk about your day, what you like about music, ask questions. Let's get active. Let's get stuff going. Here we go. Here we go. Idea 7. Let's do that. Ooh, we're up to 31. Nice. We're growing this live stream. Hi, Kevin. We're just chilling. We're hanging out. About to have dinner? Awesome. I think I'm gonna go for a run after this. It's nice outside. Anybody else run? Spirit Away? Nice! Playing piano? Speaking my type of language. Your own song? Awesome. Sweet. I write music too. It's always a good time. Oh. What is tempo on the piano? That's a good question. We'll talk about that in a second. 2. So many of the One Piece themes are awesome. Just little things. Oh wait. Yes, I'm going to answer both these. So tempo. Think about tempo as the speed limit, but it's a little different in music because it's not just the speed limit, it's like the set speed, right? It's like setting your car on cruise control and you're just stuck at that speed. So that tempo marking or the tempo is going to be a certain amount of what we typically measure it in as beats per minute. So that is how many times something is sounded per minute. So for example, like 120 is a very common tempo. It's the speed of that march. Ba 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 ba. That's I think Stars and Stripes Forever. So that speed right there is 120 beats per minute. So it's basically 2 beats per second, if you will. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. Those beats give you a sense of time and a steadiness. So you can play along with that, right? 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3. Now, the tempo though doesn't actually tell you what is subscribed to those beats or how many notes are per each of those beats. So that you're going to need a time signature and you're going to need the rest of the music to make sense of that. But the tempo overall just talks about what that set speed is. So for example, you could do the opposite. Maybe you do actually 60, right? So if this is 120, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 1 per every 60 every second. So then you could have notes to just that, right? Dot, 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 dot. Or you could do it twice as fast as that. Dot, 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 dot. It just depends on how the music is written, but ultimately understand that the tempo is that sort of set point, if you will, of speed. Can you give me an exercise to understand more about harmony? Yes. Here is my favorite way to really quickly work on 3 different things at once. This is one of my favorite exercises. So let's say you know a scale. Let's just start super easy. Let's not go all the way to C major, but let's do like not F major, G major, right? Ooh, okay. I'll answer that in a second, Chirag. I'll play this a little bit, and then we'll do another song, and I'll answer that question. So we're in G major. Know your G major scale. Then, Felipe, this is what you're going to do next. You're going to play chords on each of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. How do you find those chords? You just skip, starting on each note. So we start on G, and we go B, D. Then A, C, E. Then B, D, F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Now, you're going to pick numbers, 4 different numbers, 1 through 7, and they can be random or you can decide them ahead of time. We're just going to, because we're going to try to prove this point about how important this is for pop music, we're going to say 1, 5, 6, 4. So we have 1, then 5, then 6, and then 4. Now I'm going to put this in my left hand, and then I'm going to improvise in the scale in my right hand. So why is that a good harmony exercise? Because you're learning how functional harmony works. The word functional is super important here because a lot of people, as they're trying to learn music, don't understand that there is a function to the way chords operate. They don't just do nothing. So when I play a 1 chord, that's called a tonic a lot of times in classical music theory, but we're going to call it home. This is your home base. Every time I play this chord, it just feels like, I'm comfortable, I'm set. When I play a 4 chord, that chord feels like I'm not really home, but I'm also not somewhere else. I'm kind of in this middle in-between place. We call that a predominant. I call it a gas station. We're just chilling. And then we got 5. This is the dominant chord. I like to call it work or school. It's not that it's a bad place. It's just a place that doesn't really give you comfort. It gives you purpose and drive. And then ultimately, what are you going to do? You're going to venture from home, away, and then you're going to at some point get to the 5 chord, and then you're going to be like, yeah, I've had enough work. I want to go back home. Now, why am I saying just pick numbers and then improvise over the top? Because all this stuff, the scales, the way the chords go together, all these things are going to interface together. And the way they do that is what harmony is all about. So playing around with the scale on top of the chords is going to give you a huge grounding of harmony in a way that if I just gave you some really rote exercise, would just bum you out. Now, the other way you could approach it, especially if you're not as creative, is you could just take a piece like Moonlight Sonata and try to analyze all the chords. That is another way to do it. Yeah, thank you. Anytime. It helps to see what music you're playing. Another way to think about harmony and understanding music is ask yourself why. Why does this hurt? Ooh. And why does this feel good? Why does this feel painful? And does this feel good? And then this feel like a journey. Where are we going now? What is going on? And then we start to resolve, but we're not there yet. What in the world? Okay, and then finally we're at peace again. That's another way to understand music in harmony and theory is, and we're trying to give ourselves a why. Like, we can hear it, we'll respond in a visceral way, but what is that why there? Hello, hey Nail. Chirag, to answer your question earlier, a song is technically something that people sing to. Can you play Interstellar? Sure. I also have a cover of Interstellar on my channel, so once this is done, oh, you're fine, Chopin enthusiast. There's no sorry here. We're streaming. We're having a good time. Just needed to start a little earlier. I got a call later on. So, sleeping is good. I know you've been sick. So we were talking about harmony and theory. Very deep and very simple sonata at the same time. Yes, in many ways that's true, Felipe. And a lot of this has to do with the fact that instead of doing a lot of technical fireworks, on Moonlight Sonata, the first movement is a real shock, because that was the normal thing to do, was to do something really technical and really quick and fast as the first movement, to really wow people and go, wow, this person's good at piano. But instead, Beethoven, for at least the Moonlight Sonata, and actually did this a few times, the Appassionato Sonata, he does it. He starts slow, and he kind of lays it bare. And the simplicity works because he's so sophisticated with planning out every little harmonic movement, every little melodic movement. They go back and forth, rubbing on each other in a way that's not comfortable. It's just like grinding against, and it gives you that unsettled feeling in your stomach, like something is wrong here. And then when it resolves, it feels great. Hey Ken, not too much. We're just talking about harmony. Now, to go to a different type of song that's also really simple. Yes, I know. Oh yeah, you were here yesterday. Yes, they totally did my nails. Does the first movement need to be fast and technical, or is that just a popular choice? So this is how, okay, here's the best way to understand need in terms of form. Let's imagine you were going to write a sonata. The first movement was always meant to be medium fast. That was the normal thing to do. How did that develop? Well, it came out of the suite tradition. So imagine you want to write a group of piano playing sounds so complicated. That makes me sad. I probably need to simplify how I'm talking about it, because on the one hand, you can go down these infinite rabbit holes, but the actual essence of piano playing is not that horribly complicated. But let's say that you're playing a sonata. It comes from the suite tradition. The suite tradition is a bunch of dances. Let's say you want to get people excited about dancing your dances. Are you going to start with a fast song or a slow song? Everybody knows when you go to weddings or whatever, you start with a fast song, because that's going to get people excited about going on to the dance floor. Circle of Fifths is a great place to start. So we carried that over when we went from suites to sonatas, because sonatas were the evolution of a suite. But what happens now when everybody is doing the same thing? They're starting fast, then they go slow, then they go medium, and then maybe end with a fast tune. That's what basically all the sonatas were doing. So what does Beethoven do? He goes countercultural, right? He just goes the opposite with some of these. That's the sort of the loop of music and the loop of art in general is you develop a dominant culture. Why? Because it makes sense. And then people defy that dominant culture because it's a bigger statement to do the opposite than to do what is normative and what is safe. That's true of all things. And then at some point it breaks down to the point that we no longer even consider it a sonata at that point. It's considered something else. That's kind of the circle of musical life, if you will, the circle of art. So let's do some Interstellar. In many ways, that is how new genres are created. It's the camera. At some point I'll figure out something else, but it's just way too easy for me to see the chat and talk directly to you guys. Just looking at my phone. Maybe I need to get one of those weird flip phones so I can do weird stuff. I don't know. What are you talking about? We were playing classical a second ago. I always start the streams practicing classical too. Okay. Question, if I use a 25 key keyboard only as a travel practice device, can you make recommendations what I should concentrate on, please? Okay, hold on. Hold on. This is one of my favorite instruments. One of my absolute favorite instruments. This little tiny guy. I used to use this all the time, even on shows. Now, how do you practice on a guy like this? The truth is, for the most part, what you're going to do is you're going to work on small technical things. This is actually I wish it actually still functioned. Unfortunately, it finally gave up the ghost. Wait, hold on. Yep. No, it finally died. It lights up. I need to figure out if something else is going on, but I don't get any sound out of it anymore. So this is what it is. It's a Yamaha CP. It actually is like a digital keyboard sound, like well, not even digital. It's like a Fender Rhodes. It's like an electric keyboard sound, electric piano sound. What I love to do is practice patterns, like 3-note patterns. So like. Tijuana Border Jumper. What I just did, 2 octaves is 16. So what, 2 octaves? Yeah, it's the same amount of keys as this. This is 25 keys. You can easily practice all scales. So what you want to do, you can practice all scales, but what you want to do is not do this. You don't have enough room to do that junk. So you do 2 hands, you do 3 finger exercises, 4 finger exercises, chords. That's basically all what you're going to do. Chromatic stuff. Pentatonics. Three note exercises on pentatonics. And then you can do one hand if you really want to do one hand stuff. No. You gotta get creative, Tijuana Border Jumper. One hand, then you can practice certain one hand things. Then you can start to work on chords. You can try to work on how well you can do a chord progression in this small area. So for example, like let's say you're doing giant steps. And then very good test of your chord knowledge to be able to do inversions to make it in that little space. Did your PC actually die? That's so sad. Do I use Logic Pro? I totally do. I would have to imagine Chopin would have been an Apple guy. I think Chopin definitely would have been an Apple guy. Alright, well, I'm gonna practice a little bit more of actually what I started practicing on the stream. My iPad flopping over here. You want Rushy? Sure, we can do Rushy. I don't like the ecosystem. Yeah, I don't like how it sucks you in, but I've got an awful lot of Apple products. The latest iPhones are kind of junk, though. I'm not gonna lie. They've completely. We can do a Rushy. Yeah, it's weird how Apple's completely flipped around. Like, it used to be that their mobile stuff was amazing, and their mobile stuff was amazing, and their desktops were terrible, and now it's like the complete opposite. It's like the MacBook Pro with the M chips are incredible. Like Chopin enthusiast, no joke, if it's in your area, getting a really used like 2021 M1 is kind of a goated move for doing music production, for sure. Like this guy, This is even the 2020, which I would not recommend because I had to get this replaced because it is the very first of its generation. But this sucker is such a workhorse, and they're really cheap now because they're pretty old. So I guess relatively speaking, from my privileged place in the United States, they're really cheap. But man, those M1s are, whew. Yeah. You just get an old one. Don't get a new one. Don't spend a ton of money on a new one. But make sure that's the Apple silicone and not the Intel chips, because those Intel chip ones are terrible. They're really bad too. This sound that you're hearing right now is being generated on my M4 MacBook. I really like the M4. Yeah, everything pre-2020 had Intel chips. Hey, Mike. Yes, I know. No, I didn't paint my nails. My girls did. It's hard to say no to a bunch of little girls when they tell you. $2K, yeah. Unless there's something I don't know about Germany with MacBooks, you should not spend $2K on a MacBook right now. That's fine. I spent a lot of money on mine, but like we're talking about like we're doing it. Chopin Enthusiast is not as old as we are, I'm pretty sure. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, the girls did my nail paint. No, that's not a phase I went through. The emo phase. Oh, thank you. Have I ever done lounge, piano, or cruise ship? I have avoided both of those like the plague. They are great ways to make money, and they are great ways to make a living. But if you are a family person, if you've got a wife, if you've got kids, I know of one person who can really make that work, but both his wife and sometimes his kid go with him on the cruise. How many pianos do I have? A lot. I've got, well, if you're talking about keyboards, I have a lot of keyboards. Like right now, looking at this room, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 keyboards. I think I have over 10. It is good work. It's good at making money, but again, if you're trying to raise kids, it's gonna pull you away from your kids for a long time. And so I've never been that interested into it. Also, you have to have really, really good personal discipline, because I know another thing that happens very often with friends of mine who go on cruises is if they're drinkers at all or if they're gamblers, they end up losing so much money as they're playing because they're just there. Exactly. I look like Mark Zuckerberg. You're the first person who's ever said that. That's incredible. I want to talk a little bit more about this computer thing, and then it's so easy to get good, cheap, good quality stuff in the U.S. Yeah. Okay. Two interesting points about economics and about computer equipment and what you should get in terms of music production. Never hears that. Don't drink or gamble. You may be a good fit then, Tijuana border jumper. If you've got no kids, you don't drink or gamble, it's probably actually honestly a really good fit to go like take a few months and do it. Like, I feel like those 3 things really, really mess people up on the cruise ship. And then if not, it's the best thing that's ever happened to them. I know a guy who's in his like 60s now, who that's what he's done his whole life. And he's done very well for himself and he loves to travel. So, okay, 2 quick more points about economics and the computer stuff. The thing right now is if I wanted to get a portable computer, to take with me and use for music production and for live sound, to get the equivalent that I can get with a Intel, like an Apple Intelligence, like Apple chip, the M series, like it would be easily the same amount of money or more. And that computer is going to have half the battery life. It's going to be bigger and it's going to be less reliable. So that is, that's kind of my big pitch. I'm not a huge Apple person, even though I have a lot of Apple products. I kind of hate the ecosystem. I'm really annoyed by their phone right now, but it is just too hard to get out of Apple. And here's the other big Apple thing. Everyone else is going to a monthly subscription model for their software. Apple still, to this day, you buy Logic and Final Cut once. Like, is such a big value. So anyway, now that I've done my Apple shilling, really quickly, here's the other really weird thing about the United States versus everywhere else in the world, I feel like. It really isn't. It's pretty necessary for on the go. I have my PC sitting here. I do most of my video editing on there. Yeah. Then this is the other thing I'll say about in the United States. Our luxury goods are so cheap. And then our regular goods are so expensive. Isn't this crazy? I saw a TikTok about this recently. It's nuts. Basically, it used to be that buying a computer or buying something really expensive in the United States was like months and months of your salary. And then buying like a house or groceries was like super cheap comparatively. Now it's the complete opposite. Like you see it everywhere. Like everybody in the United States has like smartwatch and iPad and computer. And it's because this stuff, relatively speaking, you compare it to my grocery bill, it is not that much money. But it's both things. It's both that it's really cheap in the United States and also groceries are really expensive right now. So anyway, Now that I'm off my tirade, as it was? Ooh, I like that idea. Sure, we can do that. I think I recorded a cover of that at some point. Maybe I'll track down the cover of it I put, and if I track it down, I'll throw it in there. Have you ever? Do you play organ as well? Got all the. I stopped this year. iPhone 15 Pro Max didn't upgrade. Yeah, I mean I hear it quite often because, again, their quality is just going down. Like seriously, it is. The software, which used to be a big selling point, I feel like the software on the new iPhones is just kind of garbage. That's what it is. What's my favorite David Bowie album? Probably Hunky Dory. I'll play a classical piece I'm working on right now. This is As It Was. This is why you can't complain in a world forum, Chopin enthusiast. It's like whatever you think is going on in your country is probably more extreme somewhere else. This is Hungarian Rhapsody #1. This is one of my favorites. Ooh, Chopin? Sure. We need more of a Chopin deep cut. We can do Experience. More Bach. Oh, thank you, Dante. Thank you so much. You have a good day. You're back? Awesome. Michael Myers theme music? I have actually never played a concerto with an orchestra. I played piano with an orchestra, but not as the soloist. list exactly right now. It's all good. This is Hungarian Rhapsody number 1. I'll do this cadenza and then I'll play something else. People throw out some Bach and some Beethoven. I'm going to do some of these more casual requests, not meant to be an insult. Just a reality. These are a little more casual to do. Rage Over a Lost Penny. Isn't that? Yes, that's right. Rondo a Capriccio. Sure, we got that for Beethoven. Any recommendations for most realistic sounding piano software? Symphonia number 2 by Bach, sure. So this is what I would say about realistic sounding piano software. Keyscapes. Keyscapes is really, really good. Context, the Grandeur, there's a ton that are really, really good. Offended? Yes, I know you're offended, Ken. Bohemian Rhapsody? Ooh, Sir Duke would be fun. That's the only part that people know. Do I own an audio interface? I own a bunch, and that's what I'm using right now. That's an M32X. So that's kind of the heart of all this. Yeah, I got Rage Over the Lost Penny pulled up. Let me grab Experience. I'm happy to play Experience for the person who called me out about not playing it last time. You know, I can't play every single song every single time. I do my best, but I do prioritize talking and playing some classical stuff because a lot of it's I'm just trying to do my part to vibe with people. Where did you get the table? I made this. I made that. Don't ever buy a keyboard desk. They're way expensive and not very good. Just make your own. This is Experience by Ludovico Einaudi. My favorite part. Let's see. You know, what would be kind of fun is actually posting up covers where I do like a huge, like 5 different things, like massive mashups, and then like put it together. I just need to find a good way to market it. Because here's the problem. When you make things that are new, Oh, no problem. When you make things that are new, you lose a lot of people immediately because by the very nature of it being a new idea, people are not looking for it online. Yeah, I probably need to call it brain rot or something, and maybe that would be able to grab people enough. I don't know why I've never actually played the Symphonias. I love the inventions, but I've never really worked on the Symphonias. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Ooh, that feels good. Wow. How's it going? Oh, it's going good. Titanic, La Campanella, 150 meme songs on piano in 10 minutes. Ooh, that'd be kind of fun. Have a nice day. All right, see you later. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I've never played that before, Felipe. It's the beauty of knowing how to sight read well. Okay. Okay, let's get this part. We're gonna get this part really good. All right, here we go. Okay, hold on. You arrest a guy who was a piano player. You tour with some big names. That's hilarious. Yeah, not surprising. I've gotten close to getting arrested a couple times, not because of anything I was doing, but the people I was associated with. A little scary for sure. Don't say yes to having your van searched when it's like 2 in the morning and you had a bunch of drug addicts in your car. Thankfully, it turned out okay. But I would just, for the young ones out there, don't just, if they need to take you to the place because they are being obnoxious, that's fine. But at least in the United States, it's your right to say, no, I don't want my car searched. So that was a mistake. You let me go? Thank you. No, I literally had good cop, bad cop on me at like 2 in the morning because I was speeding like 5 or 10 miles over, and they pulled me over and they start good cop, bad copping me and doing the worst is when they do the questions that are super leading where they're like, so what type of weed were you smoking? And it's like, no, I wasn't smoking anything. How much did you have tonight? It's like, no, I wasn't drinking or smoking anything. It's like all the questions are set up to make you screw up and say something, even if you didn't do anything. Drives me nuts. Drives me absolutely crazy. The way that most police officers deal with musicians is really terrible. I don't know, Chopin enthusiast. I never thought I would be, but it's part of the. If you get into music and you're especially playing pop music, although some of those classical musicians too, they're partiers. What is this drinking gourd song about? Why do people keep suggesting drinking gourd? Is there something going on with this right now? Is it a TikTok thing right now? I don't. Oh, good. Yeah, Keyscapes is expensive. Okay, here's another one though, Tijuana. That's really really good. It may also be out of your budget, but Museo. Museo is pretty nice. Although, yeah, Museo. I can't remember if you have to have internet pop up, but Museo is really really nice. Okay, I'm gonna play a couple other songs and then I need to get out of here. I'll do this Rose and then we'll jump over to something else. Are you on Are you on Are you on a Mac? Because I mean the built-ins are okay, but to get a really good piano sound, it's gonna cost you. I'm not gonna lie. And I will say this: I used to scrimp a lot with stuff, mostly because I had zero money. But as I got a little bit of money to get sounds, I realized the amount of time that you spend to figure out how to make something sound right when you can just get something like Keyscapes and it'll just sound perfect, then yeah. If I think about it again, the way I learned how to recognize weird odor was through a rental rehearsal room of my friends. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Chopin enthusiast. It's just part of it. All right, see you, Chirag. I'm almost done anyway, Chirag. Yeah, I think I remember you on Real. Is playing piano your full-time job? It has been for most of my life. In the last year or two, I started a small business doing social media marketing so that I would not have to tour as much. And so now that's most of my... Oh, thank you. Thanks so much. Hopefully that call that I was just getting didn't interrupt too much of the audio. I know that happens sometimes. I always forget to put on mute mode or whatever. All right, I'm gonna play one of my songs and then we're gonna... Okay, sorry. It's always annoying. My phone always freaks out when people call. How do you make chromatic chord progressions sound less funky and more natural in the key? Mine sound like they shouldn't belong there. Okay, here's the deal. When stuff doesn't belong, it doesn't belong. When it does belong, it does belong. So you need to figure out a way to, like, every chromatic chord gets this, what's going on here? But it can be resolved and make sense from either the chord that it's going from or it's coming to. So let's pick out two chords that just make no sense together. So just to make it really easy, we're in the key of C major. Throw out chords that should not belong in C major. Then let me simplify it for you, Chopin enthusiast. Oh, there we go. B flat major. Love it. So there's two really easy ways to make B flat major work. First of all, B flat major actually does work as a substitution for 5, right? So I could have a chord progression. I could be like, right? Oh, it does look like a Cosmore. Oops. Okay. Sorry about that. I think I got it on a sale then. Okay. There's our little melody, right? Now we're going to add in B flat major as a substitute for G. Right? Totally works. Because B flat major flat 7s work as a substitute for the dominant. You can do it that way. But there's another way to do it too. Think, okay, what's gone before and what comes after? Does F major like to go to B flat? It does. So as long as I'm on F major, then I can go to B flat. And then the chord after just needs to make sense with that. So it's the entrance and the out of those chords. Unreal, passion, love, dedication. Anyone who tries long enough can do loads of beautiful things. I generally agree with that, for sure. It just needs to go somewhere reasonable. You can do crazy stuff if you believe hard enough, and especially if it's melodic. If you have a melodic idea, you can go absolutely crazy. Let's say we're doing like Hallelujah, right? Unreal, to make that a little more practical, instead of just nice things to say, which again, I agree with all those nice things from Old Fish Cake, I would say consistency. So pick one thing that you can do today that will get you better at piano. And then do that tomorrow, the next day, the next day. At some point, that'll become easy for you. Then pick another thing you could do. And if you do that, you will get there. Now, for people who do it professionally and like your grandma, there's going to be a tipping point where you're going to have to sacrifice certain other things in your life to really focus on piano. But at the beginning, it's just that consistency and building that consistency. Picking one thing, I'm going to work on it. So, okay. because I'm gonna be out in just a second. Grab your book. No, hon. No. So, Chopin enthusiast. That was an explainer in musical forms of what was going on. No, the F sharp major chord in C major would not work as a Lydian sound because Lydian's only that one changed out note. Like D major and C major would work on it. Way though to think about how to add in chromaticism is modal mixture, but you don't have to do it that way. You can literally choose anything. So like Debussy, for example, he loves his modal mixture by having all the chords shaped the same. So all the chords are like neo soul, everything's a minor seventh. Or you could go, I'm going to actually just do a melody in my bass. And then you just add in. And it works. Why does it work? Because our ear hears something that makes rational sense and then is willing to do whatever else we need. So, I'm going to play one more thing. I think I'm going to do I Was Alone. I just kind of want to sing that. And then I need to get out of here. I was alone before I met you. Seems so long ago. We can talk about them more on the Discord. That's not quite exactly right, but it's kind of a hint at something that's true. Life was one long rejection, like a kidney on the wrong side of town. When I didn't know you, couldn't be more confused. Then you came around. Reality is you and me. Come close and show me your love. You liberate and celebrate. Come close and show me. I'm messing up my own song. You liberate and celebrate. Everything I have is yours. My heart and soul, in you I'm full. Everything I have is yours. Thanks, Kasim. Tolerate my ego. It wants to be alone. By rights, you should have left me. It's too hard to think about when you come close to me. If I'm down, just wear your crown. Come close and show me your love. it's yours. Thanks. Tijuana Border Jumper. So, yeah, Museo has Piano in Blue, which is really, really nice. And then it has a lot of really great orchestral instruments. So, it definitely worth a shot. That's actually what you're hearing right now is Piano in Blue. Everybody, thanks so much for watching. Tomorrow should be a regular stream. Should be. So, all right. Until next time, peace out. Thanks so much. Bye.